Hello, my name is Levi Jones, and for my final Erlang project, I've made a simple HTTP web server. So if we take a look at this source file, we can see that our entry point is the web server app module, and that we're using the Cowboy HTTP library. So if we look in that web server app, we have our start function defined here, and what we do when we start the application is we compile our Cowboy router, which lets us define our routes. So basically, if you go to the /endpoint, the web server handler module would be called, and we'll pass in the state, and that is this map that sets path to home. That just lets the function inside web server handler know exactly what page it needs to render. Similarly, we have random and time, which both also call web server handler and pass in a different map. And then we call start clear, which lets us start an HTTP listener on a specific port, and pass in our dispatch, which lets it know exactly how to handle our routes. Then in the supervisor module, we start link. The supervisor module is very simple. It just has this one function. The meat of the application is handled in web server handler. Here's where we actually have our handle request function, and that's what's going to return the text that's displayed on the web page. So this module is a Cowboy handler, which lets it do this when it's initialized. We get the state, and we pull out the path from that state that's passed in from the other file. Then we use that state to call handle request. And handle request is going to use pattern matching to decide exactly which page should be returned. So if you pass in the binary string home, we'll return a welcome message. If we pass in random, you get a message with random number. And if you pass in time, you get the server time back. Then after we get that response, we call Cowboy rec reply, which lets us give the HTTP response success. And we pass a header and then our response. So if I want to actually see this work, we'll start up the server, open it in browser. So here we can see the welcome message, and I'm just at localhost port 8080 right now. And it says try visiting random or time. So if I go to /random, I get a random number, and that's going to be different every time that I do a request. And I can also go to /time and get the server time back in binary. And if I do a re-request, we can see that increasing as time goes on. All right, that's all I have. So thanks for watching.